Section 24 has had a big effect on landlords. If you'd like to know how you can get around the fact that they're taking away tax relief and still get that tax relief, you need to watch this 5-6 minute summary on how you can do exactly that. David says, could you please give a summary of how you can avoid Section 24?
Okay, so there are two routes that we take people on. I think over time what we learnt was that the traditional route everyone talks about, incorporation, where you move from having properties held in your own name under an LLP to a limited company, is great, but it takes 2 years and does not take you out of Section 24 until you finally move the business to the limited company in the third year. So in 2013, we created a structure actually for a landlord, and then realised actually it had major benefits when Section 24 came along. So we created a limited liability partnership, and we create a structure around that pretty much mitigates Section 24 immediately. We can make you, your wife, your kids, whoever, partners that are involved in the business. The properties sit below the LLP, so you remain the legal title owner. ASTs, insurance remain in your name. So we don't really disturb too much the mechanics of your existing portfolio, but the structure sitting above it and the accounting and tax treatment that applies to it means that Section 24 is dealt with pretty much immediately, or as quick as we can get things set up. And I must admit that we've actually run out of our stock of LLPs at the moment, so we're buying brand new ones from Company's House. So within 2-3 weeks, you'll have a structure in place. And then Section 24 no longer applies to you. And then depending on your personal circumstances, we can leave you there just ticking away. And if you want to use the inheritance tax benefits of this, we can appoint the kids and do some equity swaps and all sorts of things. If, however, your long-term goal is to be incorporated, then we'll run you like this for 3 years. And then in the third year, we'll deconstruct some of the structure above you, leaving just your LLP, and then we'll move everything with you using your conveyancer, having refinanced your portfolio in advance with an offer to a limited company, and then we can move into a limited company. When we do that, there's no capital gains tax to pay, there's no stamp duty to pay. Yeah, that's great. So incorporation washes away all your capital gains that you built up over a period of time, and may come back to that, and then you're into a limited company.
Does that have to happen all on one day?
You mean moving from the LLP to the limited company, moving all the properties across?
Yes.
It's a question we've asked a lot. The answer is yes, because we're moving the business, we're not moving individual properties, so we move them as a whole. So what happens is the client will have to run, or as we're now running into the third accounting year under the LLP, the client will go get valuations on all their properties for the conveyancer and for us. The conveyancer will then go get a mortgage offer across their entire portfolio based on a commercial mortgage in the limited company from all the high street banks or other providers that are out there. Today we're seeing rates of 3% and above. Once those two elements are in place, the conveyancer then can choose a date with everything that's in line, and they can move the entire portfolio title and all titles to your limited company, so that the limited company now owns all the titles on the same day and everything transfers across. And now you're operating in your limited company with your properties in your limited company, and then we can look at the exciting opportunities about putting a trust above that to own it, to take you out of inheritance tax, which would be the next stage. We don't do all this in one go, we do it in stages, you'll be glad to know, and people are really comfortable with it.
As that character on TV says, simples. If you've enjoyed this video, do not miss out on other videos that could be very important to you. Hit subscribe and make sure that you also turn on your notifications. That way you'll get notification every time a new video launches on here, and you'll be able to cherry pick the ones that are relevant to you. So I'd like to help you with lots of content, lots of advice to help you on your investment journey. Don't miss it.